And Germans, how y'all doing today? On sale, we have who, Rang?
On left hand side in blue, we have ourselves Ghaspar playing a 78th Sturm, balanced income. Right hand side, Jack, Group Tyronia with a flatline income. Very flat.
So, as of course, I didn't really introduce myself. This is Conwork as always, but we haven't seen Tyrannia in quite a bit of time. I mean, I remember you said we would need to look up the deck a little bit. What's going on with Group Tyrannia?
It is very boring in a sense, Russian Infantry Division, but holy crap, they got T-34-76 spam. And on a map like this, T-34-76 spam is perfect, especially against 78 Sturm, which doesn't really have lots of heavily armoured tanks. 78 Forever has all those really stupidly good
Half
STG
trucks.
troops and Shoochens.
Yes, they
And
do, and
whatnot.
they have Cat and Crods, which means they already have my love.
Yeah, gotta love his cat. What a cool little bike. Apparently
Yes,
they're
it
meant to
is.
be very fun to actually drive around.
Well, I remember seeing them honestly years ago back in Saving Private Ryan, and I was like, "What is that?" And that started my entire fascination with them.
To do a drive-by of a Tommy gun.
Oh yeah, it's like a Tommy gun or a BAR or something like that. Now down to the south, of course, unfortunately, we see the Kettenkrad with a couple of anti-tank pieces in tow gets taken out with a Flammenwerfer. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. The Strokey squads are just gonna be beefy here.
Yeah, just Jack pushing him pretty hard just along the entire middle section. With tank to Sneedkeys, Strudkey and all of that. While Gasper doing a little bit more of a Erzad's troop in a opening, but he does have some agile good troops mixed in like Shoochens.
hmm The thing I do like actually the Flammenwerfer opening because if nothing else, you get a nice little bit of, let's say, peace and quiet from the constant rush from Jeeps. So. I don't know. That ultimate cheeky opening just bothers me so much because it almost guarantees that the Allies will have initiative no matter what map we're on.
Yeah, because the Soviets have those really fast jeeps. They're like 15 kilometers faster on the road compared to like, the fastest German vehicles, so it's pretty guaranteed. And goddamn that, Panzerbeutzer 41 just knocked out two tanks or vehicles. Yeah, two tanks, two Stuarts. Hill. Just bang, bang, bang.
I saw one of them. Ooh, that's the other pyre just behind it. I think it's really cute that you call the Steward a tank.
What would you call it?
A lunchbox? Uh,
With a really big American, like,
oh, yeah,
kind of big.
exactly. Stovepipes coming in from the Soviet side, stovepipes coming in from the German side, and more Strelky spam pretty much all over the map. Some Tanko Desantniki being sprinkled in for good measure. Now, I obviously can't say too for sure, but I feel like we're going to see some sort of southern envelopment here from the Soviets.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a push here. I do like how he's flanking around with the half track here, try to get some firepower onto his Shoochens. And also Erzad's trooping actually. Shoochens are still hidden in the buildings,
Yes,
but they have anti-tank grenades.
and that was the other thing I was thinking of too, is that if this were me at that point, I'm running the SS trooping south, lead across the road to draw him further in.
Yeah. Yeah, real good opener so far, really, from Jack pushing pretty hard. At the same time, however, Ghaspar has managed to secure the central hill, which is a pretty prominent feature of this map. So maybe he can control from the air and try to push out and surround Jack in one way or another.
I'm fascinated by the way that the Soviet assault is developing. It reminds me very much of like early stormtrooper tactics, where it's okay, let's find the weak points in the line,
Yeah,
let's throw troops in there, and then try to expand from there. It's a very, very interesting way of looking through it.
he's really just spearheading in key points of the map rather than trying to do like a full-on envelopment of the entire map. All really because he's got pushed off the hill.
Sure.
I like how he's reinforcing those points and trying to make it work. And I also like how both sides actually got mortars. Because on a map like
Yes.
this, mortars just they win you matches, man.
I'm actually surprised. I feel like the mortars, for some reason, recently have just been so absent. The
I
Soviets depend
know.
much more on the 76-2 artillery pieces. The Germans depend on IG-18s and the IG-30s and bigger artillery pieces beyond that. And I don't get why there's been no love for them.
Mortars kill infantry, and killing infantry just wins you the game.
Well, even just suppressing infantry, forget killing.
Yeah, and
A
being able
man
to do it
ducking,
anywhere.
exactly. A man ducking
Cheap.
is just as good as actually killing somebody.
Yep.
Not that I would know at all for any law enforcement listening to me.
Karnatsi has an 81mm mortar in his back garden. He uses it for target practice. Screw you, Maurice!
Exactly. Actually, you know what? I put it on my porch, and I lost rounds into the next apartment. Um, Dang, kids won't keep their boombox down. Um, but the Stuarts are becoming less and less prominent here, getting taken out by the Panzerbeutche, 41. And let's see, do we have more artillery or more, excuse me, more armored vehicles moving in? And really, not that much. I'm surprised. I wonder if we're just going to see just T-34-76 spam in B, if he was depending on the Stuarts in A to kind of hold things down.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he's just focusing on that opening routes of Sturridge. So maybe he has that huge C-34 spam in B. Because you can get a lot of those card in B and C phase. But it's definitely going to feel it a bit because you kind of want them out on A phase. The Sturridge just aren't really enough. The Sturridge are kind of crap, to be honest.
We talk about this Panzer Tungs down south. This guy's just chilling and deflated down here.
Oh, that is such a sneaky spot because that will.
And no one's really paying attention. It's such a small amount of damage. You might as well think it's like, oh my gosh, there's artillery or something. But any tanks or any kind of armored vehicles going through there is just going to get blown to shreds. It's going to be beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Oh no, Stroke, you see them. They're coming back. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I would have held fire a bit.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But in the meantime, Shoots are moving into the center, trying to pick up some of these half tracks. They could complete Pioneer over here. Maybe moving east out of the forest soon? I don't know. But that Soviet presence between those two positions, those two hills, has only grown dramatically. And the Germans are in danger of losing the entire north.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good at all. Jack just throwing in all the infantry and, hiding in the forest, which is really his best bet.
The Robin Hood defense. Which, by the way, do you hear that Disney, I think, is remaking Robin Hood? I don't know why that bothers me so much, but I just feel like a piece of my childhood is just getting stomped on.
Wait, you mean like the animal one?
Yes.
Bro, they gotta make money.
I know, but after Lion King and Mulan and whatever, I'm sorry.
Hollywood is bankrupt of ideas at this point.
And bankrupt because of COVID too. So it's really funny when you're watching something that's like, rent this movie that's supposed to come out this weekend, and you're like,
why didn't you do this before?
But we have more Panzerbeutschers coming on in. We have another anti-tank piece. So I see the Germans, I see Ghaspar trying to go and clog up the middle with some more infantry, with some more anti-tank guns, maybe stabilize it for another 2.5 minutes before he gets the eco advantage, and then it's just going to be rough.
We're also starting to see some T-34-76s being brought out from Jack now, which will definitely help out quite a bit in the firepower, but yeah, Jack's just, it's just Russian dudes everywhere I'm looking, in really big, scary clumps.
And even more terrifying is the fact that we have a T-34-76 by himself going down this road and trying to engage this Strug. Bro, I don't know if this is going to go particularly well for you.
Nope. Stug's like head-on fight where they don't have to turn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. I mean, they're lazy.
They're very forward-facing.
I'd say they're forward thinkers, but yeah, you're right. They're just forward-facing, just obstinate men. But the Stroke's had to be careful because there still is infantry moving around his flank, and that Strokey, despite the fact that it's still a Strokey, that does have those anti-tank grenades. That's not going to be pretty.
Not pretty at all.
It's more than that. Gaspar's actually suffering badly right now. 14-10, excuse me, as the distance gets closed ever so slightly. And, ladies and gentlemen, we actually still have one Panzerbeutsch's crew just kind of still behind enemy lines.
Yeah, he's managed to retreat, it seems, and the Strokey decided to not chase him, so that one dude, he still has a Panzerschreck. If he can put it back in the building, he can, any tank that he blows up pretty much pays himself off.
Hey, tank, infantry, whatever you need, you take out something, and that's worth it. But it's looking more and more red. I don't know if Ghaspar just went to the blood bank and couldn't quite stick him appropriately or what, but it's looking pretty bloody over here.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much overwhelming firepower, it seems, so far from Jack. Just that income advantage very much helping him out. But I feel like Ghaspar is starting to turn it round just a little bit down south. He's managed to like, knock out a T-34 and almost killed an M5 Stuart. He just needs, maybe in B phase to have just more infantry, which we are now in B phase.
Yes, we are. And actually, his Pack 40s are taking out T-34 76s across the map. So, I mean, another one went down in the center. We still have a couple of Stewards that are just kind of hanging on at the end. But Panzerberisha, I don't know if Vietsigs are still kind of slowly making their way up. So, Stewart's got to be very, very cautious about how aggressive he gets.
Rocket planes come in, trying to get the Stug, but they actually miss, and the Stug does survive the onslaught.
And somehow the Steward actually also survives as well. He takes out his little gadfly of a Tormentor.
Mm-hmm.
And that, as they say, is that. To the north, next duel between the Stug and T-34, and that doesn't go well for either one, actually.
Yeah. I actually find it quite surprising, because you haven't really seen any of those Sturmschützen. Gaspar's just been using regular Schützen and Ersatztruppen.
But, maybe he's waiting for them until that phase B. I mean,
Yeah.
we have Complete Grenadiers coming at the same time, too. So, or actually, it'd be really interesting if he sticks super late and waits for that phase C kind of numbers. Because, again, he is running balanced, so...
Yeah. Those Sturmschützen, they just win you infantry fights.
Yes.
And against such on an infantry-focused map, against an infantry-focused division, being able to do that is a rather big deal.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with you. That is what they say. Now, late Stuart coming to the north, I feel like Jack, though he has the advantage and basically all across the map, I feel like he's wondering if he's missing out on something, because he owns the north, and the north definitely remembers. But there's some Stormschützen for you, by the way. But it's 13-11 now. It looked a lot better a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, Ghaspar is just, slowly starting to erode the red tide, so to speak. I mean, if you look in the center, we got those two Stugs and a bunch of scary German infantry. It's just, the hard thing is that it's a slow map to push on, especially in an enemy-controlled area, as there's so many forests and crannies you have to look in to see if there's any sneaky Russians here. It will take time for Ghaspar to push back, and so give Jack time to reconsolidate his position.
It's so weird. I mean, it's just been oscillating quite a bit. I'm watching this northern push here. The resurgent Stormschützen to do what you said. I mean, Stroke DPs, don't get me wrong, very, very durable units, but you can't stand up to that very long.
Yep. Those STGs are just making short work of anything that they can get into range of. It's really crazy thinking there's just 13 guys here with an assault rifle. He needs to run with an assault rifle. That's a ridiculous amount of firepower, especially in a World War II setting.
True. And I mean, it's relatively aimed fire at 150 meters. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But 14-10, we continue to kind of go into phase B, and there again signs of life from Ghaspar. He doesn't seem to be the friendly little ghost that we might have thought him in the beginning. Which is good, because down to the south there is more Strelky being thrown into that bulge that's looking a little bit smaller, more and more. And more troops actually being thrown against that hillside. So I don't know if that's a great idea. It looks rather beefy to me.
Yeah, that shooter's in a really good spot. As you can see, you can just, shoot down on the infantry with the machine guns, and the anti-tank grenades kind of speak for themselves.
Well, and it doesn't help either that these MGs over here are just have this beautiful line of sight.
Yeah. And the shooting squads are really good at shooting, as you can tell, because they got 2 MG42s.
Now, unfortunately for the Germans in the north, the Sturmschützen are not able to bear against the weight of numbers that are there. And with the mortars also supporting the Russian defense, the Sturmschützen push has kind of fallen apart, and I think even lost that Stug. The Stug died someplace as well.
Yeah, it died. It is dead. Yeah, I'm thinking for Jack, definitely trying to get more of those mortars out is going to save his ass. Because now we're starting to see the scary German infantry units being brought in. Actually, mortars are in the infantry fights. And on a map like this, where it's very easy to get mortars close to the front line because of all the trees and whatnot, it's definitely what you want to be doing.
Now we are seeing, at long last, some anti-air coming over here from the German side of things.
Yep.
Remind me, 70th Sturm, air power, nothing to sneeze at, right? No, it's nothing to really, sorry, nothing to write home about,
Yeah,
right?
it's nothing really great. You really just get some fighters, maybe a bomber plane, and call it a day.
Also, can we again continue to talk about these Panzerphoenix? Like, there's a guy in the center. He's 100 meters away from an anti-tank position. He is 150 meters away from just a couple of trucks going by with infantry. This guy is a champ of stealth.
Oh, I didn't even see him because he's right. I see what you mean now. Holy crap, that is.
This is such a crazy amount of intel has got to be coming in.
Yeah, it's probably like, he's gonna shoot the Panzerschreck and then the anti-tank can be like, right, there's people here?
Exactly. I'd be freaking terrified. Like, what the hell just happened to my anti-tank gun?
Oh, I think he found the anti-tank gun. Yeah, it's gonna reveal his position, unfortunately. But hey, knocking out the anti-tank gun isn't... Oh no, he's holding fire! Holy crap! Look at that! That's actually the call to do. That's... Good job, yeah.
That's because he's telling his guys to pick out their targets. They'll be firing soon, don't worry.
Yeah.
And more T-34s, stroke keys coming in, all that kind of junk in the area. But all right, back to a 15-9, and we haven't seen any kills just yet. But we do see these ultimate cheekies and strokey DPs that went around that position are making their way up the hillside and making that somewhat untenable.
Yeah, Jack's doing a really good job of holding so far in B phase. He's making it a real pain in the arse for Ghaspar to get any ground. Just holding every single nook and cranny, every single forest, which is what you do in this map. And this counter-offensive onto this hill is working really well. Those strokey DPs are getting a foothold.
My only gripe right now is that this is the point I want to go and I'm going to cut them off. I have to cut them off.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the victory point just yet. Just worry about just squeezing the infantry.
Mm-hmm.
Though he will do that in just a second here. Get really nasty. And here's the last stand.
It's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
I would not want to be on that hill.
Well, not with all the Machikis coming up with the PPSHs.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know, by the way, there was a plane that had something like 100 PPSHs? Oh my god, that thing's hysterical.
Yeah, they'd fly over like troop positions and then unload. You know the reason why they stopped doing that?
Because it took too long to load the PPSHs.
It's 100 man hours, I believe.
Yes.
Of just like, because you have to load each run individually one by one. So, you know, Ivan would be whatever, just loading or a group of people. When you could just, you know, stick some bombs underneath and call it a day.
Well, and the funny thing too is like it was like 100 man hours for like a 3-second burst. It's just kind of like that's absolutely freaking absurd. You thought an American designed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you brought it up. It's such a wicked design. Too bad that's not in game.
Well, there was somebody else actually on the Eugene Reddit that posted an amazing picture of like 1 second, rocket rush to the south going after something.
Order.
Quite angry at that road. It looks like. But it was like some Soviet random conscript on an anti-air position that was like 15 MGs. I will have to post it again. It was absolutely insane. Oh, man. But all right, Flak 88 coming into the south. I'm not sure I really agree with that. I don't think the Flak 88 is really worth, on these maps, what the cost is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's good as an anti-aircraft piece, of course, and he's definitely trying to secure the anti-air down south. He's already got 2 37 mils. But he also, I mean, the reason we get Flak 88 really is so we can pretend to Rommel and just like blow up tanks with him, put them on a hill. That's why we all get them. Let's be real here.
Of course.
On a map like this, it's pretty hard to be sniping tanks with big ATH.
There's going to be a resurgent Russian push in the north. We have a rocket plane coming on in, and if this is moderately successful... All right, wow, that was not successful. I was waiting for a big push of Russian infantry to come forward, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
No, it's not. But yeah, it's a good push here from Ghaspar, finally getting just a foothold on that hill. But still, Jack has a lot of stuff here, and it's a real pain in the ass to fight through all that territory, and Jack only needs to hold for 5 more minutes. Or 11 now.
That's certainly true. But I
That's
think
his
the reason
cuts.
behind that is because the Elite Grenadiers and those Pioneers, well, those guys are struggling forward like champs. You have to respect just the way that this has been clawed both directions.
Yeah, this battle almost kind of feels like a Vietnam in a sense, how it's just a lot of like small infantry forest fighting, and all these envelopments and flanks and just very nitty gritty.
And armored vehicles are useless.
Jungle warfare, forest warfare. Yeah, yeah. The tanks haven't. They've been helping out a bit, but they also keep getting blown up.
Well, and I guess I'm confused why we have these martyrs being brought on in.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, Ray is actually right now down south as he has a pretty good line of sight. That's not a terrible spot, but...
Benigstungs behind enemy lines takes out the T-34-76.
I think he's knocked out a few tanks here.
Mittelsteff. I'll have to take a look from later.
Yeah, it seems like he's knocked out like 3 tanks at least, maybe 4 now. Like, holy crap. That is...
Really though? Oh, wait, how many shells does he have? He's got...
Oh, he's shot 2, so he's definitely blown up 2 tanks.
And they're not sending any more infantry to go take care of him, so this could be amazing.
Oh, the one
could
down
just
south has got
absolutely
some snipes. He sniped a infantry truck transport, but now he's dead.
What a brave hero.
What a lad.
give him an Iron Cross. Of course, the ultimate cheekies are still here, the Strokies in the center, and with these constant rocket runs going after these strokes, you got to be worried for your tanks. At this point, again, you got to call in more and more infantry, and that's not happening just yet, even though we're at phase C by a good 90 or 100 seconds.
Yeah, we do see a 81mm mortar up here from Ghaspar, which is definitely what he needs to try and push back Soviet horde. Which is really is a horde at this point. I'm not even trying to play into the stereotype here. There's just been so many Russian dudes just keep coming up, but I feel like Jack Roof, I don't know, is he running out?
It certainly has slowed. It's slowed.
Yeah. Because he's still got those C-phase cards, but Jack he's mainly focused more on A-phase and B-phase, maybe? But we'll have to see.
But he is threatening to take back another flag here. It's 14-10 right now. It really should be 13-11 any second. The center hill is back under German control. And the northern one, I feel like, is getting closer and closer to that knife edge. It's not perfect.
I really wish we see this map be played more often, because this is such a fun map. It's always back and forth, it's always really close range, deadly fights. You know, it really brings out some of the best gameplay in SD.
That's true. If only we could kind of like say, you know what, let's move the forests out of the way. Let's not see the forest for the trees.
It could be like in Company of Heroes where you can like shoot through forests if you direct fire specifically on a piece of ground. And that's like the only way you can use tanks properly.
Oh yeah, actually that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because
it'd be like, you know what, lumberjacking with tanks.
I remember like some Company of Heroes gameplay where you could like, if you know where an enemy tank is but you don't actually see it, you can kind of shoot through a hedgerow or whatnot and still blow it up.
Attack rounds and stuff, whether it was Fausts or anti-tank guns. Yeah. Man, it was soul crushing when that happened to you, and you felt like a god whenever you did it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So Strokey DPs, Strokey DPs and Automochiki coming back up the other direction on that south hill. And this is kind of funny for me because this determines an awful lot. If the Germans can get more infantry reinforcements or anything there, this hill remains in the hands of the Reich, and that could break a lot, but we're certainly on the edge here. And the Ultimate Cheekies are just so freaking deadly.
Yeah, once again to the forest, it's kind of game over for the big leech.
And at long last, we actually see a German airplane coming in. I'm pretty sure, yep, he's gonna carpet bomb his own troops. But he might go after the Automachiki and the Strokies, we'll see.
Yep. That should at least slow down the push.
Yes, it certainly should. And down south, Marta goes down, gives his life for the cause, and this Flak 41 doesn't do jack.
Yeah, the bombs actually didn't hit his own guys. That was real danger close. So good thing it paid off here for Ghaspar.
Well, the funny thing for me, I was watching it, and it looked legitimately like I thought it was gonna be a dead playing that for a second. He was targeting his own troops.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's going to be enough to shoot down a PE-3, but I feel like Ghaspar. I mean, I understand Roy has the anti-aircraft pieces, yeah, but if you want to have a better chance, probably be better to move them up just a wee bit.
How about these pioneers, unfortunately, just kind of chilling behind to the western side of this hillside? You got to get them shifted. You got to move them up. You got to do something with them.
It kind of feels like the replay from 2 days ago, where
True.
like Ghaspar is so close to taking a victory, like pushing through and making some sort of breakthrough, but Jack is holding on for dear life.
That's true. That's true. And I don't want to talk too much about that replay necessarily, but I'm kind of going to gripe for half a second here that I feel, and hats off to them, that the Allied players are amassing their forces much better in our replays as of late. I've we've seen a couple days ago, we've seen some nice kind of like probing attacks. We've seen a little bit of some envelopments here and there. Today, Jack has some really nice attempted envelopments. And while we've had these cheeky kind of saboteurish, stumbling blocks with the Vernichtungstungs and things like that, just I'm not seeing the same kind of joie de vivre from the Germans.
Yeah, the Soviet infantry has just been really on point and just, holding the ground, no setback, all of that. You know. Tropes. Here we go, tropes.
Yes.
But it seems like it is. I mean, I keep saying it looks like it's starting to crumble because up north, Ghaspar is making ground, but it's slow. And on a map like this, it is really slow to push a well-dug-in player.
I'm kind of fascinated now to watch this Stug against these T-34s. That the score is 1-1, and I don't know, it might be one. It's 1-1 right now, but ooh, every single shot could be a kill shot in this duel.
Yeah. You just need to hold the gun size raise.
Exactly. Oh yeah, dude. Any kind of things. It's gangster's paradise, man.
It'd be very hard to shoot like a tank gun side race. And yeah, T-34 wins the duel.
Clearly, he took your advice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sturmschützen in the area, he's unfortunately out of range to use his Panzerfaust. But he is still in range to be quite deadly to that infantry. He does take out a couple of them here and there. More Stugs moving in. More Stugs pretty much across the entire map. I think you're right. I think this is one of those things that Jack is trying desperately to hold on for, 150 seconds here, and if he can do that, it's brilliant. But right now, he is running out of time.
Yeah. He keeps finding flags though to hold on to, and he's just barely holding on to them. I mean, down south he's just lost a flag, but he should be able to get it back very shortly if it's T-34. Yeah, it's getting really close.
Certainly true. Now, if this Russian infantry down to the south takes out these two squads of Stormschützen, that's the ball game.
Yeah.
There's no way in heck you're coming back from that anymore. If in the north the Russians are able to pinch off the Russians in the salient and take them out, I mean, absolutely fantastic. Oh, hats off to them. But I don't think it's going to happen either. I think right now we're seeing the last gasps from Ghaspar.
Yeah, I do feel like Jack is going to be taking a victory today. It's just held onto his ground really well. It's definitely a map that suits his vision quite a lot.
Yeah, but I thought the Storm could have had been a very effective force on here. I just think that the infantry decisions may not have been up to snuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I do agree with you in that sense. Like, Ghaspar does push, but he doesn't manage to, like, hold areas once he manages to capture him. He always has, like, a pretty light force of dudes, yeah.
Yes. He kind of is almost exhausted by the time he's pushed his troops, and now he's a couple of, wounded troops that are left. Nothing to really kind of, hold the ground.
Then he gets pushed back, and then he has to spend extra time and money, pushing what he's already, like, recently secured. Which is not a position you want to be in.
Nope. Then we have things like Opal Blitzes being driven up and right next to a T-34, and it kind of been like, kill me! But here it is. It's 13. It's 12-12.
Oh. He's on a knife's edge here.
Yes, he is, but there's still 5 more squads of Strokey TPs being brought on in. And these godforsaken mortars that have taken out 2 supply trucks worth of supplies. They've been here forever.
Yeah, it's just mortars, guys. Seriously, just buy mortars. Screw all the other artillery guns. Mortars are your best friends.
Unless we're talking about off-map artillery, at which point you want your 382s and oh god.
Yeah, that's like your side hustle.
Yeah, of course it is.
It only sticks around temporarily, and then once you're out of charges, you just throw them in the bin.
The mortars are the girlfriend, and the
and the other one's a one night stand.
Is the side piece you got, right? Now, with that thought of true love still lingering in the air, we do see that Jack has taken back that 13th point, and I do not believe Ghaspar is going to kind of come back into it unless it's just barely at the last second. And it's a 12-12.
Oh!
It's got to be okay.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
The first points start taking the other direction, but come on, dude. He's got to hold 13 points for literally 2 seconds.
Cannot afford to lose a single flag for a second.
And it's going to happen, though. I mean, look at the northern side. We have the mortars just to the west of them. The Strokey DPs right there. I hate to say it, but they can really annoy those vehicles to death.
Yeah, he just needs to get one more flag for Jack. I'm trying to look where he can easily like grab an extra flag, and I don't know.
I think it's that one right there. That's why he's bringing 2 T-34-76s. He's got 2 more just kind of chilling in the back. He takes out the Stog, it's over. I mean, that's the ball game. It really, really is. And these rocket planes have just been absolutely devastating to the German side of everything.
Yeah, holy crap, Ghaspar is like holding steady now. Only took him all the way till 2 seconds to lose to hold the point. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's usually when you get to this point, you're gonna like slip up for 2 seconds and chat.
And here's a bit of slip up as the Stog slowly rotates, and that's the death.
Yeah.
And that's the ball game. Oh man, Ghaspar, dude, if you had done it like 5 minutes earlier, it would have been so much better.
Yeah. Yes, not super close in kills, but not super far out either.
True.
What's the
Okay, so there are a couple of I'm looking at the losses first.
Yeah.
Because first of all, we have the Elite Pioneers and Schützen.
Most of holy moly, look at him.
Wait, let me see. I gotta find him.
Mulstiff.
Oh my god. 2 T-34s. Yep, he took out that anti-tank, and that was to the western. That was Pushinsky.
Infantry Scrotch. That's like very good job, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Little round of applause.
Yes, indeed. There's another one in there I think was pretty decent. No, this Nietzsche. Unfortunately, or Natcha, I'm not really sure how that whole umlaut is going to check us out there. One squad.
The big lead's doing pretty good, but Shushins and Stokes and Packs.
And the Russians, as is their way, are very even, spread out the kills among everyone. So it makes sense. You know, you got to make sure you give love to everyone in the community.
Yeah, but Jack just held onto that point, or the points, the map in general, really well. Did not give much ground to Ghaspar at all until the very end.
Exactly.
Even then.
Exactly. But really, Ghaspar, that was on the edge of my seat. And you know what? Actually, look at this real quick. He's got more kills than losses. He wins the KD.
Yeah.
He wins the KD and loses the game. So that's winning the battle and losing the war, unfortunately. Yeah. But you know what, guys? After that kind of game, I can't help but feel that the next time we see the 78th Sturm, it's going to be a whole different, storm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it. Rang, any final thoughts?
None whatsoever.
Well, folks, in that case, then, until we see you next time, stay healthy and wealthy and wise. I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rue. Take it easy.